History is filled with figures whose actions defy comprehension, whose names have become synonymous with cruelty and evil. One such individual is Josef Mengele, a man whose title of doctor masks the horrors he inflicted during the Holocaust. Known infamously as the Angel of Death, Mengele's experiments at Auschwitz are a chilling reminder of what happens when science is twisted to serve ideology. But who was Josef Mengele? How did a seemingly ordinary man become a symbol of inhumanity? And why does his legacy still haunt us today? In this video, we will uncover the life, crimes, and eventual fate of the Nazi regime's most notorious scientist. Born on March 16, 1911, in Günzburg, Germany, Josef Mengele grew up in a prosperous family. His father owned a successful agricultural machinery business, affording Mengele a privileged upbringing. From a young age, he exhibited an interest in science and medicine, which led him to study anthropology and medicine at several prestigious universities. Mengele's academic career was distinguished. He earned a doctorate in anthropology in 1935 and later a medical degree. His early research focused on genetics and eugenics, fields that would later serve the Nazis' twisted ideology. Influenced by the racial theories of the time, Mengele became captivated by the idea of creating a pure Aryan race. While his peers saw him as intelligent and ambitious, his studies also reveal early signs of a man willing to compromise ethics in pursuit of his goals. His alignment with the Nazi Party was not just opportunistic, it was ideological. By 1943, Josef Mengele had risen through the ranks of the Nazi Party and joined the SS. That year, he was appointed as a physician at Auschwitz-Birkenau, the largest and most infamous of the Nazi death camps. For Mengele, Auschwitz was more than just a site of genocide, it was a laboratory for his grotesque experiments. Mengele's presence at the train selection ramps is one of the most haunting aspects of his legacy. With a flick of his wrist, he decided who would live and who would die. Those deemed unfit for labor were sent directly to the gas chambers, while others became subjects of his inhumane experiments. Mengele's calm demeanor during these selections masked the horrors he would later inflict. To him, Auschwitz was a proving ground for his theories, a place where the boundaries of morality and humanity ceased to exist. Mengele's experiments are among the most horrifying aspects of the Holocaust. Under the guise of medical research, he subjected inmates to procedures that defied all ethical standards. Twins were a particular focus of his work. Mengele believed that studying twins could unlock the secrets of heredity and aid in the Nazis' quest for racial purity. His methods were barbaric. Twins were subjected to injections of unknown substances, surgical procedures without anesthesia, and even intentional infections. When one twin died, the other was often killed and dissected for comparison. Beyond twins, Mengele experimented on pregnant women, children, and individuals with disabilities. Survivors recount the excruciating pain, fear, and humiliation they endured. Mengele's victims were not patients. They were tools in a nightmarish pursuit of pseudoscience. How could a trained doctor commit such heinous acts? Mengele, like many Nazis, was deeply influenced by the pseudo-scientific theories of racial superiority. Eugenics, a field that sought to improve humanity by controlling reproduction, was at the heart of his work. The Nazi regime framed these atrocities as necessary for the advancement of science and the betterment of the Aryan race. Mengele believed his experiments would not only prove the Nazis' racial theories, but also cement his legacy as a scientific pioneer. This ideological framework allowed Mengele to dehumanize his victims. They were not individuals with lives and families, they were data points, expendable in the pursuit of a greater good. This chilling detachment highlights the dangers of science, divorced from ethics and humanity. After the war, as the Allied forces closed in, Mengele fled Auschwitz, avoiding capture by assuming a false identity. Despite being one of the most wanted war criminals, he managed to evade justice for decades. Mengele escaped to South America, where he lived under various aliases in countries like Argentina, Paraguay, and Brazil. He was supported by a network of Nazi sympathizers and former officials. which allowed him to remain hidden. While survivors and their families demanded justice, Mengele lived a relatively comfortable life, shielded by those who shared his ideology. All sought to protect him for political reasons. Efforts to capture Mengele intensified in the decades following the war. Organizations like the Mossad, Israel's intelligence agency, pursued leads, but Mengele always seemed to be one step ahead. In the 1960s, the Mossad famously captured Adolf Eichmann, another high-ranking Nazi, in Argentina. Many hoped Mengele would be next. However, a combination of luck, resources, and the complicity of his protectors allowed him to remain at large. Mengele's eventual death in 1979, caused by a stroke while swimming in Brazil, robbed the world of the chance to see him face justice. For many, his escape represents a profound failure in holding war criminals accountable. Mengele's actions at Auschwitz have left a permanent scar on the collective memory of humanity. His experiments stand as a stark reminder of the horrors that can arise when science is weaponized in service of hate. The survivors of Mengele's experiments carried physical and emotional scars for the rest of their lives. Their testimonies serve as crucial evidence of his crimes and ensure that his victims are not forgotten. Mengele's name has become a symbol of the dangers of unchecked power, blind ideology, and the dehumanization of others. The story of Josef Mengele is not just a historical tragedy, it is a cautionary tale. It warns us about the consequences of dehumanization, the corruption of science, and the importance of accountability. As we reflect on Mengele's crimes, we must also recognize the resilience of those who survived and the importance of remembering their stories. Only by confronting the darkest chapters of history can we ensure that such horrors are never repeated. Mengele escaped justice in his lifetime, but history has judged him harshly. His name will forever be synonymous with cruelty, serving as a reminder of the depths to which humanity can fall and the vigilance required to prevent it. Josef Mengele's life and actions are a chilling reminder of what happens when ideology overrides ethics, when power corrupts science, and when humanity is stripped away in pursuit of an imagined utopia. Let us know your thoughts on this dark chapter of history. How can we learn from the past to build a better future? Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe as we continue to explore the stories that have shaped our world for better or worse.